Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly lore keeper today, because today we're carrying on with our ongoing holiday adventure, playing A Year in Eriador, and this is a five-part adventure that we are playing using not Cubicle 7. They sold it. Friedlagon's outstanding The One Ring RPG 2nd edition. And we are making use of some material from their relatively recently released Moria Through the Doors of Durin adventure supplement. With me today is a Fellowship of Heroes, ready to set out for the Black Chasm to try and seek out Ringly lore. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. I'm telling them, Anna. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing. First up, we've got Darren.
Hello, Darren here. I am playing Oswald Appledore, who is a treasure hunter from a man of Bree.
Nice.
New to the group.
Next up is James.
Hi, I'm James, and I'm playing Vague, a dwarven messenger. A dwarf very curious about the world and exploring things.
Next up is Sean.
I'm playing Amleth, a ranger of the north who is surprisingly curious, though taciturn.
Nice. Next up is Graham.
Hi, I'm Graham, and I'm playing Gwyndor, who is one of the Noldor of Rivendell, keen-eyed, lordly, with shadow lore.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least is Carl.
Hello, I'm playing Dagmar. Dagmar is a captain, and she is a barding from Lake Town.
Nice. So, our scene opens, guys, in streets with mostly melted snow in Tharbad, because spring has come. And what happened, guys, in our winter session?
Let's see. We prepared to leave for to set out into the Swan
Fleet.
Yep.
Not the most intuitive name.
And some of us went. I went to the library. Some of us went to the old library, and some of us mingled among the people, looking for information about where we were going.
Mm-hmm.
And we did learn some lore.
Why was it you were going to the Swan Fleet?
We were sent by our patron Saruman to find some ancient ruins there that we believe Nethig, right? Nethig?
You learned the name afterwards, yeah, but what was that name in connection with?
Nethig is said to have been favored by Celebrimbor, and she fell early to the shadow. We are looking for her because she may have knowledge of the rings, as a fellow ringmaker, as one of that studied with the rings.
Mm-hmm.
And we were doing all this in Tharbad. And so we set out into the swampy areas of the Swan Fleet, performing our various roles, the dwarf disappearing into sinkholes periodically. But then we managed to find some dry ground. We learned about, let's see, the ghost bird. Also, we learned about the House of Patient Women. We learned about the Wise Woman of Miskata. Ghostbird is an unaging creature of earlier age, pays visits to those who mean harm to the patient women. And so we decided to go to a small survival settlement, I'll call it, of Swanfleet.
Swantown.
Swantown, called
In
Swantown.
Swanfleet. It sounds like a new like subdevelopment on the outskirts of a North American city. Everything is the same. Fucking Swan Close and Swan Way.
Yeah, they haven't put in the sewer system yet, but they got water hooked up.
Exactly.
And,
every house looks the same or a variation of 3 designs. Yeah.
Yeah. So we made it in there. We made the acquaintance of standby. Got it around here somewhere. Of
Mother Vendreth.
I was going for Hugh
Venreth.
Blackbriar, but yes, that's good.
Blackbriar. That's right. Hugh Blackbriar.
Yeah.
Correct.
We made the acquaintance of Hugh Blackbriar and Dagmar leading the way. We had a council, no less, council phase with councilman, not exactly, Blackbriar, and made some progress there as he told us further information, primarily about how to summon the ghost bird, who is the gatekeeper, if you will, for the House of Patient Women and Mother Wendrith of the Patient Women. I think we learned some other things from Blackbriar, a tidbit or two that if someone can remember, they can. I may be wrong about that, but that Blackbriar may have mentioned about further details about the Swan Fleet and things about. But we successfully did so. Thankfully, the ghost bird accepted our entreaty with a skull of a bird affixed to, I believe it was a tree, and the ghost bird appears within a few days and took that skull, or I think we had it in a satchel, took the whole satchel, and then it exchanged it for 5 blindfolds, and we were blindfolded for no less than days, getting led through the swampy mess that is Swanfleet, and appeared then at a tower, I'm going to call it by appearance a bit, and had, I think, just made Mother Wendrith's acquaintance approximately at the end of last session. There's a little bit of, if anyone remembers that we conveyed much with the mother, they're welcome to pop that in, but I think we were pretty close to the end.
Yes. So we, Mother Wenreth, she told us pointedly that we must delve deeper if we are to awaken the sleep, which we assume is Nariag, the one who has fallen. And to delve deeper, we had to find the Black Chasm. And she mentioned Khazad-dûm, where we needed to seek either alive or probably the remains of Narve, someone who was able to create mithril alloy and help with the construction of the rings. He was a go-between between Narwhal and Celebrimbor, and perfect the flaw in the ring to help the sleeper awaken is something that Mother Wenreth stressed. So we were, I guess, tasked to go to Khazad-dûm.
Indeed.
Anything else? It was a busy morning, guys.
Yeah. It really was.
Then, if there's nothing else, we can go back and talk about what you guys did during the Yule phase. We had our fellowship phase in between. We have Gwindor, who has been gathering rumors. Was it about Khazad-dûm?
It was.
Excellent. Okay. Dagmar, you were strengthening... No, you're strengthening the fellowship as well, so you should all put a fellowship score of 6. No, 7, because you have a Man of Bree with you now. Yeah, one of the benefits of bringing a Breelander along, you increase the fellowship score by 1. Let's see here. There is... I'm very excited for this rumor. Let's see. What is your lore skill, Gwindor?
My lore skill is a mighty 3.
Ooh. Is it favored?
Sadly not.
Sadly not, okay. Not to worry. All right. Okay. And... all right. So the rumor you have... This is a fellowship phase. Let's give you 2. Oh, right. Okay. So there's 2 things that you have heard, Gwindor, over the winter. Whether this brought you back to Rivendell, or... I can't remember how it works in 2nd edition, but in 1st edition, you go back to wherever your home was at the end of... during the Yuletide. So you may have gone back to Rivendell and the halls of Elrond, where much lore can be heard. 2 things you have come away with. One of which is that you can often find dwarven pilgrims near the Stair Falls west of Moria. They go there to gaze upon the mountains of their ancestors. That is one tidbit. The second you have found is advice. The advice: do not drink any water from the wells and streams in Moria. The orcs have poisoned them all. So that is the extent of the rumors you have gathered thus far. Vague, you were meeting with the... No, you weren't meeting with the patron. You were writing a song, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you got a song on the go. Dagmar was pondering storied and figured maps, which would grant you, until the next fellowship phase, +1 on all feat die rolls made to determine the nature of events during the event resolution step of a journey. Okay. And Amlath, you were trying to meet with the... patron with Saruman, right?
Indeed.
Okay.
I met with Drustin.
Drustin the mercenary, yeah. So you did learn something else from the dreams of Mother Wendreth as well. Do you recall what it was she had said? I sort of rushed past that as we were wrapping up the session, so if you don't, I'm happy to repeat.
I vaguely, but probably best if you maybe gave a prompt.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is that if you pass the Red Horn, if you head up the Red Horn Pass, there is an entrance up near the old mountain galleries. They are said to lead down into Moria. In better times, when Khazad-dûm was welcoming to the elves, they would favor those mountain galleries because it looked down into the loveliness that is Holland. I expect a different path now, but from there, you should be able to gain access to the depths of Moria itself, and with luck, you can begin your search for the craftsman work or craft shop of Narvi, the great dwarven craftsman or artificer. Oswald, what brings you to this fellowship, do you think?
Well, there's always the promise of treasure in places that people have not been to for some time. Hidden treasures, secret treasures. And he's overly inquisitive, as most treasure hunters are. So, stories to be made, fame to be had. So, any of those.
By treasures, my little friend, do you mean dwarven heirlooms?
Anything we can find. Yeah. The specifics we'll have to work on later.
So one thing you will need to consider, Vig, is the King of the Lonely Mountain has dictated that none should enter Khazad Dûm. That does not prevent dwarves from trying. But what is your mental gymnastics to justify entering at the to act in a manner contrary to the dictates of the king?
The king just does not know. You know, Sauron, that could... A ring no less. He would understand. I have no doubt. If only we had time to share with him.
Yeah. Okay. Amlaith, if you have shared the information about that, with Drustan to bring back, let's see if he's got some more rumors for you. Where is it here? Well, those are encounters, so let's not lose that. We definitely want to use that. What is your, your lore score, Amlaith?
It's favored in 3 ranks.
Favored in 3 ranks, wowzers. Okay.
He's a scholar by calling.
He is a scholar. Okay, so you do get to use the better of the 2, which means I can ignore that Sauron's eye. There are 2 more tidbits that you are going to be picking up here. Let's see. One of them may even be useful. Oh, 2 things of value. For one, it is dangerous to be in the Dimrill Dale at night. The orcs cannot abide sunlight, but as soon as the sun sets, they can go abroad. The other bit of information that he offered is the name of someone who you may find camping in the wilds near Caradhras, and that is someone named Daza the Red-Handed. Daza is a dwarf, and he is a mighty warrior who was maimed, sadly, and his hand makes it difficult for him to actually adventure himself, but he is particularly keen on returning to Khazad Dûm. He comes from the line of the dwarves of Nogrod, and his fiery red hair and maimed hand should make him easy to pick out. If you can find him, he's said to be planning an expedition into Moria as well. He may have information or assets that could prove useful. Anything else you guys wish to do?
Did that ponder storied and figured maps do anything?
Gives you that bonus. Gives you the +1 on events.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else, guys? Let's bring us over to the old map. So in terms of travel, here, we got a fresh party. Let's put some fresh markers down. There we go. I will not forget about Vig's pony. Yeah. Oh. I used to date a girl from Cape Breton, and I used to joke about her having a pit pony as a pet. There's a lot of coal mines in Cape Breton. It was a running joke for far longer than the joke was funny. So, you have your pit pony, Vig. Big.
Yep.
All right.
Branca.
Banker?
She's a good pony. Branca.
Branker.
She's a... Let me put it in there.
I'm not saying it right, am I? Pit pony. Okay. So the event. Trying to remember. Do you guys recall how? Oh, journey length. Here we go. 1 day for each hex. +1 for each, suggesting hard terrain. So the number of days as the crow flies from here to the gates to the west gate of Moria. So 11 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about 18 days. You're looking at about a 3-week travel in order to reach the gates, the western gates. The Redhorn Pass is another 6 days north. And so here's where you are now in Tharbad. That is the west gate of Moria. And then up here is the Redhorn Pass. It is around there and then up to the mountain galleries. That is said to be where this entrance is. So you are, I suppose, looking at about 24 days of travel. This game does not track encumber like food or whatnot, so you need not worry about that. It is just simply how many events you'll be passing through as you're traveling along here. It is pretty far away from any... I mean, I guess you could flee north to Rivendell. What isn't marked on here is which lands are Darklands, and which are more challenging to pass through. Everything within, like, you know, a thumb's width of the Misty Mountains is Darkland. All this area here is Darkland. The area around the Swanfleet is all Darkland as well. The safest route is up here, through here, and then kind of up and then directly in. That minimizes the Darkland that you're traveling through. But so long as you do not pass through the Swanfleet, you will not be passing any perilous areas until you reach the Redhorn Pass. Redhorn Pass is, as far as peril is concerned, slightly more than the Swanfleet, not as scary as Carndun, and certainly not as terrifying as what the depths of Moria will be. So, Vig, you are the one dwarf in the party. What is your feelings towards Khazad Dûm? I guess what are your feelings?
Well, trepidation and sadness, but excitement too.
Yep.
I will get to set foot in the legendary Khazad-dûm.
And Narvi as well. And it's reminding me, Narvi is, again, like among dwarves, his name is as legendary as Celebrimbor. And among those elves who know, likewise, who are willing to acknowledge the contribution of dwarves to the elven arts of ring making, they would recognize his unbelievable craftwork as well.
So if we can recover some of this lost knowledge, this will be quite something.
Most definitely. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys wish to do before you set forth? And if not, then what do you think the path is going to be?
Well, I guess follow the path you outlined, skirting
is
the
there
edges.
Yeah. Is there a crossing of the this river?
There is
Anywhere?
There is a broken bridge at Tharbad, but there are ferries that will take you across. Otherwise, you will need to kind of make your way up and figure a way across yourself. I don't believe there's any significant communities between here and there. There is the last bridge far to the north, but
Right. That's too far up.
There is said to be a ford over the Glanduin, so my people are told. But that is further north, and it's before the Glanduin falls to a waterfall. It's beyond the Swanfleet.
An interesting thing here too. The reason it's on the map and not described is apparently because they do not have the rights to it. So yeah, so this is
the Tolkien estate.
Yeah. That is
why there? Why that one?
Austin, because it's not mentioned in Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Austin Edhill apparently this is the former elven capital of Eregion. So the ruins are there. It also lies in shadow. Gwyndor, do you think you have been there before?
I think there's at least a chance that I may have been, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you advise making use, because Austin Edhill likely has easy ways to cross, but it is also...
I would suggest not. I would suggest that there might be a ford further westward of there that we could take advantage of, but I would stay clear of those ruins. They're a very unsafe place.
What I would say as well, just on a meta level here too, this morning session was I wanted to get us, on the way to Moria by the end of that session. Today, we just end the session when we end the season. So whatever we get done today, it's fine. We'll pick up tomorrow and see where further you get. We're not on the same self-imposed timeline as we were before, so you guys feel free to take your time to rush through things or whatever as you like. I'm going to try and kill you with a variety of creatures of shadow. So I'm just going to start with A for, I don't know, what is A thing in Middle-earth?
Very small goblin.
Adversaries. Here we go.
Okay.
And we'll start working our way through. Hostile Southerners, Orc Guards, Trolls, Wraiths. Yeah, no, we're good, guys.
Them Southerners.
Maybe we should start the reverse, because Werewolves is pretty close to the end here. You guys will be fine, I'm sure. You have a Breelander.
So you're suggesting we go north and try to find a crossing, and then that way, not south along, skirting the Swanfleet.
Yeah,
and
there
then
is
try to cut up through.
Right around here is the safest. The closer you get to the fallen capital, the
Yeah.
deeper the shadow, because it would have. I mean, it fell like more than 3,000 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Or a little more than 3,000
Yeah,
years ago. So
Didn't they show that in the show?
they in Rings of Power, it could have.
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought that at the end. All right. Yeah, but I don't. Is it easier to cross the Glenduin than this other river, which I can't read the
I
name of?
don't. There's something that my character might know, but I don't.
I mean, I don't know. Are we going to swim across? That's the thing.
The Grey Flood
Do we
is
take
a
boat?
the Grey Flood is a more significant river than
Yeah.
what the Glanduin is. So the
I
Glanduin
suggest
would be an
that-
easier way to cross.
Yeah. I think Gwyndor knows of the ford at roughly the point that Kevin's indicated.
Yeah. And that's
Okay.
like you guys cannot see it, but the Carl, would you mind us using your measuring tool just off the map for a second? For some reason, I've got an artifact of it listed. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
I think this might be the ford that the Fellowship took when they returned. Because they couldn't use Tharbad.
So,
Oh, that's right. There's too many.
yeah.
Yeah. So then something like that, and then across.
Wow, yeah. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then, unless there is anything else you guys need to do, Oswald, this is your first time meeting the rest of the Fellowship. You would have had some time over the months of the winter in Tharbad to meet with them. Guys, why don't you tell Oswald a little bit about each other, about yourselves? So let's start with Vague. What would Oswald come to know of this messenger dwarf?
Like MacLeod, probably why he travels with him, is a dwarf. A few, not too many words, but the ones he uses are well thought through and courteous. So he'll be polite to Oswald, maintain the formalities, and curious to know more about the small folk as well. He spent no time in the Shire, so he's all interested to hear.
Oswald is into Hobbit, though. Just
Oh, hang on a minute.
Oswald is a Breelander.
Yeah, he's a man.
Oh, he's pretty small anyway. Does he?
Says the dwarf. You're quite small for a
He's
man.
too shorty.
Get off your pony, Vig.
When Veg talks, you know action's coming.
What about Amlath?
Amleth is
He's one of them rangers.
indeed. He also, a bit taciturn. He is quite curious, a quiet seeker of secrets, and fancies himself a scholar. Busies himself with scrolls when he can, and is quite serious of purpose. That would be his.
The impression he
That would
leaves.
be the executive summary.
Okay. What impression does Gwyndor? I expect he spent part of the winter in Rivendell, but has returned. What's the
Yes.
jib he cuts when Oswald meets him?
He's a little suspicious of the men of Bree, I think. They're a benighted people, lost to a kingdom that has long fallen, and they cling to their traditions, as many do. But he's as welcome as any, as far as I'm concerned. I'm a warden. I'll protect anyone who takes the roads, even somebody like him.
He does have the burglar trait. A distinctive feature.
Oswald
He
does.
does. He does.
Great.
And Dagmar. What would the impression that Dagmar would leave?
And in contrast to these folk, these other three who do not speak much, Dagmar speaks a lot, maybe sometimes too much. She is prone to loud speeches, but very persuasive. Always generous. She always buys the first round at least. Definitely gets in a regular supply of Lake Town Stout for sharing. And she is a leader, though. She leads from the front, but always takes input from her fellow companions. And I hope that they see her as the captain that she is.
Okay. And what about Oswald? What value has the White Wizard seen in you that the rest of the Fellowship would see?
Yeah, I think he's renowned for maybe getting into places that others have not managed to get into for some reason. No, unknown reasons. I think at this point, though, he'd be sort of doing a lot of time just observing, not giving away too much niceties, and just chatting. Quite inquisitive about everybody else, and sort of keeping his own history and background sort of out of the main talk for now.
I don't doubt that he knows precisely where everyone is going. How does he feel about going into the grandest realm that the dwarves ever built?
It's just he's got that sort of just twinkle in the eye of what could be in there. You know, they're renowned for having gold, you know, everywhere, and gems and valuables that I wouldn't even be able to carry. You know, I wouldn't know what to do with it. I'd have so much, I wouldn't know, and they'd never miss it because they got so much. You know, so everything else is sort of in the back of his mind. That's his main focus. That yeah, this is the payday. This is the one that's going to set me up for life.
Every one of the callings has a shadow flaw. Yours is called Dragon Sickness.
Yeah.
Nice.
Then, all right. So then if, with introductions underway and a plan for how you were going to get there, south, around the Swan Fleet, across the Glandwin, and then across the, what remains of Eregion, and towards Khazad-dûm. Now, with this other fella that has been mentioned to you, I'll put it in chat because I've already forgotten his name. His name is Daza. Come on, guys. How could I forget that? It's Darren's nickname, I assume.
One of them.
Yeah, the red-handed. There we go. Daza the Red-Handed is apparently interested in traveling there. The rumors that you heard, Amlaith, about, or that Gwindor, it's the West Gate is right over here. That is where dwarves are said to go and watch. You heard the rumor not to drink the water, and the Dimeral Dale, which I believe is over here. No.
Yeah, it's on the other side.
Okay. Yeah. It's dangerous there. So, unless there is anything else you guys wish to do, we can set out on your journey for Khazad-dûm. Cue the Lord of the Rings score now, and the copyright strike right afterwards. Would you guys care to select your roles once again? The skill that will be required for each role is listed underneath there.
Oswald, what is your? What do you think you'd be good at, just for our?
What is your value?
And I am scowling just like my portrait right there. You see him right there in your screen. That's what I look like.
Other than rifling through chests somewhere or filling your belly with beer.
He hasn't gotten to that. He'll mention that tomorrow. But Amleth right now is just.
What page are the list of tasks for travel?
Oh, it's actually so on the chart there. It'll tell you which skill. On the left-hand side. So guide uses travel, huntsman uses hunting, scouts use explorer, and lookouts use awareness. The journey rules, though, are on page 108 of the core book.
108. Yes.
Dagmar has dwarven maps as well.
So she's going to help with the explore because she's not great at it. I don't. Oh, you know what? Since her buddy Nimroth is not with us, called back, perhaps to his homeland, she will be the hunter.
Okay.
She has a decent hunting.
You joking on something there, Emily?
Wait, Oswald, did you make a decision? Did you? What are you thinking? So I guess I've got. I can explore. I'm a decent explorer. I'm a good hunter. I am a. What else? Travel.
What are your hunting and explore, Emily? Because if you're a better hunter.
Is a favored rank 2.
Oh, okay. Maybe you should hunt, and then I can aid with the explore. Oswald, can you explore?
I think explore is probably my strongest.
What do you have in explore?
Favored 2.
Oh yeah, perfect. That's perfect. So you take the lead, and I'll let you look at my maps. You can't keep them.
Nice.
Okay.
You can move your guy to here, I guess.
Here is how support works. That's what I was looking up. The supporting hero may spend 1 point of hope to let the active player gain 1. So if you're going to assist, you do have to spend hope to do that. You don't automatically grant 1.
Oh, okay. Do the distinctive features apply? Because leadership could, I think, qualify potentially.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
It doesn't say expressly that you can.
At least it says it doesn't.
But it doesn't say it doesn't. So only 1 player hero can spend hope to support the active player hero. So and you would spend that beforehand, so you guarantee.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and there's the. Wait, if a player hero gains 1d from supporting player hero, gains 2d spending hope while inspired, and loses 1d from a penalty, the final roll is 2d6. 2d. Okay. All right, then. We are setting out. So first, it will be Vig. Vig, would you kindly give us a travel roll, please? You are traveling in the spring. Let's see how many... There's any modifiers here. I will tell you, getting prepped for this has made me really want to run more Twilight 2000. Because that was a really fucking fun session, and I really love that game. So...
Yeah, it's such a good game. Yeah, we record and post it on ours too. We've been running it forever, so
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I think I might do the same vampire mashup as last time too, because I enjoyed that kind of.
That seems like a fun campaign.
Twist.
Yeah, there's so many mysteries that you introduced into that session.
Oh, and we use only like 2 things from the overall thing, but just the overall survival mechanism of that feels really engaging.
Yeah,
it might get tiresome.
Free League is so good at that.
But
Free League is good at that.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, from Forbidden Lands to Twilight 2000.
Yeah, and it's not to say anything about this game. Just this reminded me of something I loved from that particular session, and I had not run that yet. So, all right. Although I think you guys wouldn't say no to an AK, in this either, right? Surely would make plundering Moria much better. The comments that we would get would almost make it worthwhile to do things.
It'd be called Saruman Ascendant.
Yeah, he has a roll for exposure to radiation.
We have the technology.
Yeah.
All right.
It's called Arrowman for starters.
Yeah. We have the technology.
All right. So then, you are traveling through Wildlands, which means Let's see here. Wildlands. Oh, it affects the feet roll. So, Vig, when you are ready, it is the springtime, which means does not affect your roll. Just affects how far you get.
Cool. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed.
Nice. Total success, but no, again, those elusive 6s. All right.
I've never rolled a 6 on a travel roll yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yet. It's just going to be so satisfying when it happens. So that is around where you get. Let's see. What is happening? All right. We are going with... Oh, the lookout is going to be on deck here.
Oh.
And...
Oh.
Oh dear, that involves keeping watch. That's not a good sign.
So you are heading south of there. Let me take a quick look. Actually, I think it might be in here. Let's see. Okay. So, Amlath. No, sorry, Gwindor. Gwindor, you are on deck. Would you kindly give us a awareness check, please?
Yeah, I did put I did put it down as my thing. I'm not necessarily that good at it. Whatever. No bonus dice for me, like a couple or something.
Let's see here. It is not hard terrain, so no penalties there. Go right ahead and give us your roll whenever you are ready.
Okay, dope. I have a success.
Nice. Okay, so the success with no extras. What you find is, let's see here. Holy shit. You nearly fell out of a tree while standing watch. Fortunately, you avoided it. So you were not, maybe it was a ruin that you thought was sturdier than what, it afforded.
But did anyone see it? Or did it get away with it?
What everyone will experience, however, this is not a very fortunate start to the trip. 3 fatigue for everyone.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess it's hard goings.
Yeah.
I want to skirt that swan fleet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we're like, nope, not that way. Double back. Not that way.
So then,
Now, a quick question, if I may.
yeah.
Before we left, do I have any idea whether I can take Branka inside, Maria?
The mines are
Because if I
no place for
not,
a pony.
I'm going to. I will
Even
leave
one
her
as brave
behind.
as Branka.
I will leave her in a well-paid stable then in Tharbad.
Okay. I will not make a glue joke because I don't think they make use of it. But yes, Branka is left in a safe place. I mean, if there is that dwarven encampment with Daza out there, then maybe he could have kept him as well. But you would have to actually be looking for Daza instead of trying to find this, the path leading up around the Red Horn and then to this other path leading up. So what do you think?
Then I will discuss with the Fellowship. Are we going to go find Daza first? Branka could be useful for pulling treasure because she's already got 9 treasure on her.
Yeah. They've replaced most of the teeth with gold already, so...
But if we're not going to be able to leave her somewhere, then I'll leave her back home.
If we plan on looking for the Red Hand, then perhaps now is fine. What were you going to say, Oswald? Was that you?
Well, surely we need a pony for anything we might find. How's a doom? I mean,
Scrolls don't weigh much, but I take your point, I suppose.
And it's worth noting, it was a man who said that the pits were no place for it. It wasn't a dwarf who said that.
Guess we can look for the red hand first.
Yeah.
Okay. If the Red Hand has an encampment too, it could be a place you don't need to waste a fellowship action creating a new sanctuary, I don't think, in this game. But if he does have a safe encampment, you may be able to find a sanctuary out there, which would be nice so you're not having to go to Rivendell or to something else just to try and wait out the season. All right, then if that is what you're doing, let's have another marching test from Vague.
Here we go. Fingers crossed.
Nice. Auto success with a great feat. That is fantastic. So then, that means you're traveling 3 hexes, plus 1 for each success icon. So that is 4 you guys are traveling today, which will get you to, let's see here, 3. Ooh, you're actually fording.
Nice.
You're right here, guys.
Oh, beautiful.
Let's see.
It's good, or your memory is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
The fort is still here.
It's as if I was there yesterday.
Ooh,
Indeed.
our hunter will be up next here.
Ooh.
And you're still in Wildland. So there is, I think, perhaps a little bit of misjudgment. You guys get across the river and then begin heading a little too far eastward because things are getting a little more precarious. Amlath, would you give us a hunting roll, please?
Okay.
The reach of the shadow from the ruins of the great elven city has grown.
They call back to you, Gwindor.
Yeah.
They remember you.
No adjustment here, Kevin?
No adjustment here. No. You're still traveling in relatively good terrain, but not on a road, so.
Oh.
Okay. Now, you could spend hope.
I think it's a reasonable spot for that.
Okay. Would avoid the entire party potentially gaining shadow.
I don't think my distinctive features are really a good pitch here.
No?
So I'll just go for it.
Oof, so 1d6.
1d6. 50-50. Yes.
There you go.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
So everyone gains 2 fatigue.
Wow.
And fortunately, you are not getting so close as to hear the calls of those lost souls who fell to the enemy when Eriador fell. You would have been facing shadow dread. So, with that done, one more marching test, please, Vig. See how far you get.
Vague.
Very nice. Wow.
The dwarf shoots. He scores.
Okay, so that is 5 hexes then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys are just out from the west gate right now.
Vague. It is as if
Right there.
It's as if you're returning to a homeland. It's as if the place is calling to you.
Now,
Spring in a step, even.
oh, I do have bad news though. Oh no, you're not there yet. You're not there yet.
Oh.
I was going to say I thought it was a perilous land, but you're like 1 hex off from that. Okay, so then let's do this here. You are in Darkland, so I get to roll twice though. I take the more interesting of the 2. This will be the scouts who will be at bat for this.
Okay.
Nice.
So I'll spend a hope. So you get 2 dice.
4. Well, hold on. You got to link it to one of your distinctive traits. Oh, you're using
Yes,
leadership.
leadership. Yes.
Right.
Or the maps. I mean, the maps I can't use, right? either one, whatever. Leadership works.
Yeah, I think there will be a potential mishap. So why don't you give us a explore check there, Oswald, please.
Okay.
And you get
He gets 2 dice, right?
two extra dice. Yeah, so I put 2 when it asks.
2 bonus dice, yeah?
-1 because of the terrain. So 1.
So just 1 in total.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great success.
Wow.
You've avoided adding time to the journey and suffering additional fatigue. You do still suffer 2 more fatigue, though.
2 more.
Yeah.
Eek.
So, you have arrived just north of the